Well, good evening there, pipe pals and gals. How are you all doing? Holy smoking pipe Andre here on this election evening, not election eve, but the actual night of the election, the midterms, and I got my red Republican coat here. I mean, I've had this red jacket for a long time, so I don't. It's the first time I actually equated it with my quote-unquote Republican leanings. So there you go. But it just kind of, I've been wearing a t-shirt. Today's my day off. And although I'm smoking a nice, wonderful, my October Halloweeny pipe, the Robert Burns Macaulay pipe, now my election pipe, I don't know, my autumn pipe, my fall pipe, winter pipe, I don't know. I'm still doing a little bit of cult red there. Old blood red moon cult red. Yep. So anyway, it all kind of goes together, you know. Oh, there's a thumbnail for you. Hopefully YouTube will see this thumbnail, make this a thumbnail so I can do that, because that'd be a cool thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know how they do their thumbnails, but hopefully that's going to be a thumbnail. I'm going to see, you know, kind of like, you know, pause the camera on something long enough. Maybe they'll say, "Oh, that must be super important. Let's make that a thumbnail." So hopefully they will. If they don't, let's see. Maybe I could do maybe I'll try and do a quick thumbnail photograph. You know, maybe that'll do that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm not going to be here very long. I'm just here to say, hopefully you got a chance to get out and vote. Regardless of what political leanings you hold, it's very important that you exercise your civic duty, your great privilege and responsibility to vote. So hopefully you did that today. Our parish hall is a voting precinct, and so I have to tell you, based on what I've been seeing all day long since 7 a.m. early this morning, and even going on right now, it's just nonstop. I wouldn't say the parking lot's been full for the last 8 or 9 hours, but it has actually been just cars coming and going every single minute. So this midterm has been very fast and furious. I'll say that. So we'll see what transpires. I got a couple of cigars for later this evening, just to nervously smoke through everything. You know, I'm also going to put a little fun, humorous, lighthearted, tongue-in-cheek dig at all you Democrats out there. So just be warned. You know, it's a trigger warning, but there's a modicum of truth to all of it, as there is a little bit, and there's a little bit of truth and humor. So some of you may not like it, but again, you have to ask yourself, well, that is true. We do believe that as Democrats. So, you know, we're just making it a little bit more tongue-in-cheek, kind of like it's a little dig at you guys, but actually it's very nice. It's not hateful. It's not hateful, but it is kind of one of those, you know, gotcha kind of things. So if you don't want to watch that, I'll put it at the end. So when my video ends, you know, then you're done. You won't have to go, you know, watch the rest of it. Okay. Well, I think it's safe to say most people know where I lean, you know, politically and theologically and philosophically. So I guess that's no big surprise. But I was just thinking about this one thing. I'll just talk about this just for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna end it because I want to quickly put this video together and get it uploaded as soon as I can for tonight. But, you know, yeah, I know there are a lot of people out there, a lot of you out there, who just don't like the president. I understand that. And I have to say, I've been watching a lot of the rallies, and it is phenomenal. I mean, even if you don't like the man, you've got to come and you got to look at that. You know, he fills these auditoriums with thousands and thousands of people. And not only that, there are thousands and thousands of people waiting outside. You know, to me, I watched all those rallies and they were just absolutely jam-packed with people with Make America Great Again hats and Women for Trump and all these signs and everything. So if there is a red wall which will stand against a blue wave and cancel that out tonight, it will be because of the energy that this 72-year-old man has. I've never seen a person campaign harder, longer than this president. So, like him or not, hate him or love him, the man is just he is a political force of nature. Okay. I was going to say one thing. You know, again, and I'll just make this one little quick little observation. I think that it's safe to say that you have to ask yourself, you know, why you don't like somebody. Now, for the most part, you know, we may, again, I'm not talking about people in our real life. People in our real life, maybe they did us wrong. You know, they truly did a bad deed, were evil to us. They maybe cheated on us, they defrauded us, they stole from us, they physically maybe abused us, okay? But when it comes to somebody that you'll never meet, I'll never meet, you know, again, a person that we see on TV, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I don't like about this person? Or what is it that I like about this person? You know, you could ask the same, you can turn the question either way. But I'd have to say that from everything that I've seen negative about President Trump, I'd have to say that it's all generated by the media. And let me just explain. President Trump, yes, he says a lot of rather, well, he's very politically incorrect. That's a given, okay? And we'll talk about that just in a second, why that probably is a benefit and an advantage to him. He basically, what he says, it's unvarnished stuff. Now, some people just hate it because they think that he's misinformed, or he's just downright lying, or he's an idiot, or all the above. Okay. But again, I think one of the reasons why a lot of people dislike him is only because of the skewed, I'll say that again, the negative spin that the media puts on everything that he does and says. Every little thing. I mean, they put a negative spin on it. And I guess that's the reason why I know some of you people think, why, how can you be so, quote unquote, for this guy? You know, because he's really a bad guy. You know, a lot of you feel he's a bad guy. Well, I think it's because I feel like kind of like he doesn't need anybody to defend him. And I'm not here to really defend the man. But I think it's where people have, it's called bearing a false witness, or calumny, or saying things that are not true about a person, you know, attacking their character and purposely trying to minimize them. I mean, it's basically, you know, it's kind of like, it's just prejudice. That's what it really is. I guess that's what I'm really against, is this whole idea of prejudice, you know. And so I think the media has to blame for that. I mean, the very first thing the media tried to do was they said, oh, he took out the bust of Martin Luther King. That was the first thing the media said about him on the inauguration day. It wasn't true. It was a blatant lie. And for me, that kind of got me on my attention, and I said, And then all of a sudden, when they start talking about his, you know, America First thing as being like Nazi Germany in the 1930s, I said, what? I'm sorry, but you are purposely saying negative things when there's no need to say that. There was no need to say that. And yet, this is what has happened. Because why? Because they have an agenda. They are angry and mad because they lost 2016. We'll see if they regain it tonight. But I have to say, and again, I'm not making any prognostications here, but from what I've seen in the rallies and things I've seen online, I am reasonably confident that the blue wave is going to at least meet a big red wall. And so basically at the end of the night, it's just going to be a big purple mess, if anything. Now, could it really be a blue wave out there? Possibly. I don't see it. Could it be a red tsunami, you know, a counter red wave? Maybe. But I really think it's going to be a big red wall that this blue wave is going to meet, and it's just going to be a big purple mess in the morning. And the last thing I'm going to say, let me get back to that one other little thing I was going to say. I think the reason why his unvarnished comments and tweets really serve him well is because people sense that, okay, he's not trying to spin anything. He's just coming. Okay, he's shooting from the hip. He's giving us his gut level feelings. And usually when people are like that, you may not like them, but you kind of have to say, well, at least they're honest. At least they're honest, okay? And the other thing I think I'm going to say is this is my only prediction, is that I am predicting that the next big brouhaha will be voter fraud. You heard it here first, folks. Heard it here first. Voter fraud, big voter fraud on the part of the Democrats, because they are going to have some really close calls, and the only way they're ever going to try to get a second chance at cheating, yes, I did say that, a second chance at cheating, you know, stealing the election fair and square, is by declaring that there was voter fraud and they need a recount. And we'll probably see about 3 or 4 big major recounts tomorrow starting. But that's my prediction. That's my only prediction. That's going to be a big backlash, a lot of tears, a lot of anger, and they'll be saying people were defrauded, or those votes weren't counted, or the machines were rigged, or, you know, Russians came in and voted, you know, the Spetsnaz, you know, came down on little helicopters and landed, you know, in the dark of the night, and they changed all the tallies. You know, it'll all be Russia again. Maybe throw in a little bit of China there. You know, don't break the China, but throw in some China. Anyway, the bottom line is that that's my big prediction. That's what I see happening. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And hopefully, like I said, you got out and voted, regardless of your political leanings, left or right. Okay? And so we'll see you in the next video. And I hope you like my little video that I'm going to share with you right now. And we'll see you next time. Light up your world, light up your pipe, and go out and vote. Bye-bye.
Hi. I'm a spokesperson for the Democratic Party, and I'm here to tell you why you need to vote blue this November. Democrats are the party of love and tolerance. We promote inclusion and acceptance, peace, and goodwill. Republicans don't care about any of these things. They just want to talk about record unemployment, the economy, and keeping communities safe. Fascists. Democrats have positive, practical priorities, like abolishing the Electoral College, eliminating due process, and banning hate speech. These are the values of the American people. Well, at least Americans that live in San Francisco and New York. Republicans often use fear-mongering rhetoric like Constitution or liberty. Democrats condemn such language as divisive and instead focus on more unifying topics like repealing the Second Amendment or kneeling for the national anthem. Democrats are the party of equality, so much so that we insist upon unconditionally believing women and disbelieving men because, well, feminism. If you ask us to explain this logically, we will scream in your face and call you a misogynist. Republicans want to take away a woman's sacred right to choose to have her child decapitated inside the womb and torn apart limb by limb with forceps. Democrats celebrate the right to violently murder your child because we're compassionate. Democrats believe that women are powerful and independent. They are also helpless victims of the patriarchy who require government intervention to succeed. Any woman who disagrees with us on this is a self-hating, stupid bimbo. And you know, it's time someone was finally brave enough to say this. Republicans are racist. Democrats have the same positive message for minorities that we have for women. You're a victim, and you're useful to us. If you disagree, we'll insult your intelligence. but it's for your own good. Republicans want to stop certain people from coming into this country. They cite the infiltration of gang violence or opioids or sex trafficking as reasons to stop illegal immigration. But Democrats accept these as the natural consequences of opening up the borders, which, of course, is the more loving thing to do. Democrats recognize that the key to a better tomorrow is to look forward, not backward. That's why we reject capitalism and all of its greed and instead opt for socialism, which has worked so well every time it's been tried. Democrats are the party of the common people, the poor and the marginalized, the weak and defenseless. While Republicans promise freedom, we promise free stuff. That's how we win over young people. Our goal is to make the government work for you so you don't have to work at all. Republicans are always pushing religion in our faces. We reject their bigotry. Religious people are idiots. Democrats would much rather you sacrifice yourself on the altar of progressivism. The truth is, as the party of empathy, we're just better than everyone else. That's why we spend so much time telling people who don't align with our agenda that they're not just wrong, but that they're bad people. We still haven't figured out that this condescension is what lost us the 2016 election. Nevertheless, we're confident that through censorship, emotional manipulation, and continued bullying that we'll eventually get our way. Why? Because we care about you. So much so that we're willing to wear you down until you fear getting silenced, doxxed, or fired because you don't agree with our agenda. That's love. I'm the spokesperson for the Democratic Party. Vote for us in November.